All right, well, good evening. This is Lori again, and I just want to ask a question. Are you stuck? Are you feeling stuck? You can be stuck in anger, you can be stuck in revenge, you can be stuck in frustration, you can be stuck in sadness, you can be stuck in anger is a big one. You can be stuck in all kinds of things, but the reality is we have to ask ourselves when we're stuck, what is using my life? We think and we behave and we react according to experiences that we've had in the past, previous experiences that we've had. And we've all had up days and down days. We've all been happy. We've always been sad. We've all been sad. There have been times in sickness and in health. You know, we felt really good. And that we need to understand that those low times are what help us to grow. So one of the things that to think about is, when we go through the growth, it's a growing period. When we go through the adversity introduces us to ourselves. So, here's a quote too. That's why I was looking down at this piece of paper, because I knew there was a quote here and I wanted to say it was so funny. All of us are self-made, but only the successful will admit it. Like that. So the question is, are you growing through this part of being stuck, or are you just going through it? Because things, life is cyclic, so things are going to come and go. But if you're not growing through it, someone told Les Brown, it was a gal that was talking to Les Brown, and she said, until you handle it with grace, it will stay in your face. And I like that, because I can totally relate to the fact that when you don't actually take a look at something and take the necessary steps to get through it and move past it, or we don't learn from a specific mistake that we're making or a behavior that we have, we do continue to keep having the same results. It's like, the definition of insanity, doing the same thing or having the same behavior and doing the same thing over and over again, but expecting different results. That's what happens if you do not grow through it, learn from it, handle it with grace, forgive and grow. So what do you do when you're stuck? What do you do when you're stuck? I got a couple ideas here I jotted down. You're going to have to clear your mind of all excess baggage. And I'll tell you what, I don't have it right here. A blank piece of paper. Stick it on your wall and know that each moment can be a brand new start. Anything that happened in the past, it can stay in the past. And you can clear your mind of all the excess baggage that's weighing you down. Get that out of your mind. Whatever it takes to do that too. That may mean you need to run out, and you need to go away and go somewhere. Maybe you need to meditate. You need to just whatever it takes. Clear your mind. Get recharged. Do whatever fills you and brings you back to activate the thinker within you. So, because you can I love this. It's, weeds, they don't take any encouragement to grow, do they? They don't need water. They don't need sunlight. They'll grow anywhere. But the reality, like if you want to grow orchids, I have an orchid right now, and it's really tricky to keep that thing going. You want to grow roses or orchids or any kind of exotic plant, and it's not so easy. There's specific things that you have to do to make that work. And it works the very same way with you getting unstuck, with you having success, with you. You've got to make a declaration. You've got to stand up for it and harness your will and say, I'm going to do this. I'm going to get past this, and expect things to get better, because they will. Understand that things are cyclic. And you've heard the saying, every setback is a setup for a comeback. So things pass. This too shall pass. Things are always going to continue to go. So you need to change your perspective sometimes. I know that suicide is just huge, and we've had, it seems like one a year, even just in our little town that I live in, and that's too many. But a lot of people, when they come up against a problem, they end up focusing on all of the things that they don't have and all the negative things. And what that ends up doing is it starts to eat away at them, and it takes them away from their vision and their purpose. And, there's always a way. There is always a way. And they get stuck thinking that there's no way out. But there's always a way. And I know for those that have thought about suicide, I know the best thing I ever heard, it was a book that it was like the community was putting out, and it was this really great book, and it was like kind of a cartoon type book. But anyway, the thought of suicide was a completely different perspective in this book, because it talked about, if you don't like where you're at, who you are, circumstances that are occurring in your life, you don't end your life, but you can end that life. In other words, you can die to who you are, was kind of what it explained. Like, you can make the decision to no longer be that person. So it's like dying to yourself in a way. I don't know if that makes sense, but it just really stood out to me as kind of an eye-opener that there's no need to take your life. You have the ultimate choice with the gift you've been given of this amazing brain to choose to be someone else, to be completely different, to kill yourself if you want to call it that, but rise again as who you want to be. You have that choice every second of every day. And I just think that's so cool. And I wish there was a way that the youth or others that get in that rut can recognize that they have every option to change that. And it'd be great, of course, to catch it before you get too far into it. But expecting things to get better, because they absolutely will. And forgiving yourself along the way too, and expecting great things from yourself, knowing that you're not a weed, so things aren't going to just occur. You're going to have to make them happen, right? Because you are the special rose or the orchid. You're the exotic plant. You're the one of a kind. And I think that's important for us to remember. So I hope this helped you for getting unstuck. Do whatever it takes. You know what? Help somebody, and then help yourself. That's going to make all the difference in the world. If you're feeling down, you feel like, oh, poor me, and you can't turn that way. You got to turn around. You got to go help somebody. You got to go watch. As soon as you start serving somebody else, you'll see that you have got it great. A lot of times, and just helping someone else is just going to make you feel so much better. So I hope these things have helped you to get unstuck. Do whatever it takes, because you absolutely deserve it. And I'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.